Good evening, everyone. I'll call our meeting to order. Welcome to the Salina Public Schools Board of Education meeting for May 13th, 2025. Welcome everyone here. Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
On to item 3, approval of the agenda. There is one amendment we need to add in executive session. Item 11B for student safety. Is there a motion to approve as amended?
Mr. President?
Yes.
I move that we approve the agenda as amended.
Thank you. Dana seconds. Any further discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 6-0. Now on to recognitions and presentations. We've got a whole crew here tonight.
Good evening. We'll begin with the You Make a Difference Awards. These are delivered to staff members for their support of students and the mission of Salina Public Schools. Our board members surprise the recipients during their workday with a lapel pin and a handwritten note. Patricia Aravelo, custodian at Sunset Elementary School. As the sole custodian at Sunset during kindergarten roundup, she worked hard to assist staff and prepare spaces needed for roundup. Patricia ensured new families experienced a welcoming and inviting registration for the kindergarten students. Thank you, Patricia, for making a difference. Lori Beeson, family consultant specialist, Heartland Early Education. Lori is a valued team member with skills that apply to multiple roles. Recently, she accepted a promotion, but then was called to help with a staffing situation and take on a different job. As always, she responded positively and embraced the change. Thank you, Lori, for making a difference. Michelle Ramsey, reading interventionist at Cottonwood Elementary School. Michelle uses her plan time to help students. She celebrates small victories, fosters confidence, and a love for reading in every child she teaches. Her unwavering dedication transforms struggling readers into thriving learners. Thank you, Michelle, for making a difference. Calvin Woodruff, building operator at Sunset Elementary School. Calvin works closely with building leadership to ensure events run smoothly for families. His efforts arranging tables and seating for kindergarten roundup in a focused testing environment for state assessments truly makes a great difference at Sunset. Thank you, Calvin. And now we're going to move on to the Superintendent's Excellence Awards. If Superintendent Exline will join me in the front. And tonight we want to thank Derek Witt, journalism instructor at Central High School, who's going to take pictures of our students. So thank you. Our first awards tonight are going to go to Central High School esports team. Forrest Jenkins is the coach. Will you please join Superintendent Exline in the front? Will the Central High School esports students please line up next to them? The following students are members of the League of Legends team that competed in the Play VS Midwest Division, where they finished in the top 16 out of approximately 150 teams. This is Central High School's third year participating in esports. Students, as I call your name, please step towards Superintendent Exline so you can receive your award. And after you've received your award, just go to the end of the line and remain standing, please. Makpia Benoist, Senior. Isaac Hamilton, Senior. Tegan Martinez, Senior. Sarah Thongfet Manishan, Senior. Michael Turner, Senior. Please allow the Board of Education to congratulate you.
Congrats.
Congratulations. Our next awards tonight go to the South High School esports team. Caleb Stewart is the coach. Will you please join Superintendent Exline in the front? And will the esports students from South High please line up next to them? The South High School Rocket League reached the semifinals this spring in the Great Plains Regional Championship. They were also the winners of the Great Plains Regional Championship this past fall, which is equivalent to a state championship. Aiden Brunsting, senior. Brian Hinojosa, senior. Dylan Martinez-Rise and David Torres were also a part of the event. Please allow the Board of Education to congratulate you now. Forensics High School will be our next team recognized. Lexi Ellerbeck is the coach but is unable to be here this evening. Brenna Lise Nelson is the assistant coach. Will you please join Superintendent Exline in the front? And will all the forensic students please line up next to them from Central High School? The following students qualified to compete in the 5A state forensics competition. Jalen Brown, sophomore. Alex Kelly, sophomore. Marcos Lira, junior. Rosalind Neinke, sophomore. Gabby Rosano, senior. Peyton Trusty, junior. Ava Weaverling, sophomore. Please allow the Board of Education to congratulate you. Our next group of awards goes to the South High School Forensics team. Chris DeLay is the coach. Will you please join Superintendent Exline in the front? And will the South High Forensic students please line up as well? The following students qualified to compete at the 5A State Forensics. Jasper Carter, Jr. Joshua Lee Perez, Jr. Elizabeth Lovett, Senior. Cece Pufresh, Jr. Jose Pinedo de la Torre, Jr. Grady Smith, Senior. Cece Pufresh, Jr. And Cameron Torres, sophomore. Please allow the Board of Education to congratulate you now. Our next group of awards goes to the South High School Health Occupational Students of America, or HOSA, students. Melissa Mahoney is the sponsor, but she's unable to be here. She's coaching tonight. Will the HOSA students please line up next to Superintendent Exline? Very good. Brooklyn Adams, Jr. Sophia Burns, Senior. Nalina Batsunoy, Senior. Sophia Daly, Junior. Calvin Davis, Jr., Gavin DeVoe, Jr., Haley Emerson, Jr., Michaela Halferty, Jr., Callie Hensley, Senior, Brian Wen, Jr., Brooklyn Jordan, Jr., Julie Lai, Jr., and they were joined by Joshua Lee Perez, who's a junior, Jesus Marisacal Valencia, a senior, Isabella McGinty, Jr., Jennifer Wen, Jr., and Isabella Price, Senior. Please allow the Board of Education to congratulate you. Next, we're going to recognize the Central High School journalism students. Darren Steinman is the instructor. Will you please join Superintendent Exline in the front, and will all of his journalism students please line up as well? The following students competed in the Kansas Scholastic Press Association's state contest. This is their third consecutive year winning the state competition. Carson Ablard, Senior. Catherine Shelven, Sophomore. Holly Crawford, Junior. Lily Crow, Senior. Danica Dixon, Junior. Gabrielle Friedland, Jr. Annabelle Heath, Jr. Hadley Johnston, Senior. Amara Jordan, Senior. True Lawson, Jr. Alex Kelly, Sophomore. Keaton Myers, Senior. Danielle Peckham, Jr. Gavin Schneider, Senior. Kaylee Schultz, Sophomore. Tennille Toll, Sophomore. Ava Weaverling, Sophomore. And Elizabeth Doxall, Sophomore. Please allow the Board of Education to congratulate you now. Our next group of awards goes to South High School journalism students. Kim Warren is the instructor. Will you please join Superintendent Exline in the front? And will all of the South High journalism students line up as well? The following students competed in the Kansas Scholastic Press Association's state contest. Katie Allen, Jr. Bailey Castro, Senior. Eli Castro, Jr. Haley Collins, Jr. Addison Kripe, Jr., Destiny Gonzalez Keofameni, Sr., Jocelyn Hamilton, Sr., Percy Halsey, Jr., Kristen Kenyon, Jr., Talia Coster, sophomore, Sabri Montoy, Jr., Hao Tran, Sr., Pong Tran, Sr., and Tam Tran, Jr. Would you please allow the Board of Education to congratulate you? Our next group of awards goes to the South High School French students. Brenda Geist is the sponsor. Will you please join Superintendent Exline in front? And will the French students from South High please line up as well? These students recently competed in the National French Contest. This competition is sponsored by the American Association of Teachers of French. Students were evaluated for their written, oral, and listening comprehension skills in French. Nearly 47,000 students competed in this 2025 event. Lyndon Brewer, freshman. Baylor Burr, freshman. Baylor Burr, freshman. Kristen Kenyon, freshman. Ava Lindsay, sophomore. Leah Mead, sophomore. Jennifer Morrell, freshman. Cynthia Perez Hernandez, freshman. Lauren Savitz, sophomore. Natalia Silvestre, junior. Would you please allow the Board of Education to congratulate you now? Our next group of awards goes to Central High School Seal of Biliteracy students. Lexi Ellerbeck is the coordinator but is unable to be here this evening. Will the Seal of Biliteracy students from Central High School please join Superintendent Exline in the front? And we had 2 students who earned their Seal of Biliteracy from Central High School. And I'll announce those names. Andres Rincon, Silver Seal, English and Spanish, and Joseph Manoz Chavez, Silver Seal, English and Spanish. Congratulations to them. The Seal of Biliteracy for South High School students will be next. Selena Zeiler and Shelley Powers are the coordinators. If they will please join Superintendent Exline in the front. Will the Seal of Biliteracy students line up next to them as well? We'll go ahead and announce their names if they weren't able to make it this evening. Diego Hernandez, Silver Seal for English and Spanish. Jesus Mariscal Valencia for Silver Seal for English and Spanish. Natalia Silvestre, Silver Seal for English and Spanish. and Min On Bui Gold Seal for English and Vietnamese. Oh. Welcome to Min On Bui, who received a gold seal for English and Vietnamese. Congratulations. Our next group of awards goes to Central High School Youth Entrepreneurship Challenge students. Ashley Hansen is the sponsor. Will you please join Superintendent Exline in the front? And will the YEC students from Central High School please line up as well? These students competed at the State Kansas Entrepreneurship Challenge at K-State University. Marshall Zuccarelli, freshman, who won $2,500 for an exemplary rating in the existing category. Liam Deneau Young, who's a junior, won $1,600 for a finalist rating in the conceptual category. Congratulations. Please allow the board to congratulate you. Our final group of awards for students this evening goes to Salina High School, South High School's Youth Entrepreneurship Challenge student. And Noah Hopkins is the sponsor, but he's unable to be here this evening. We're hoping Grady Smith was able to join us. Grady was the finalist flight of winners in the conceptual contest at the State Kansas Entrepreneurship Challenge, which awarded him $1,600. He also won $350 at the local competition. Congratulations. And this evening, we'll next recognize our Renaissance Teachers of the Month. From January through May, will they please join Superintendent Exline in the front? All of the Renaissance teachers from January through May from the different buildings. Yes, welcome. Our Renaissance teachers are recognized through radio announcements, social media, and on the USD 305 website. The Central High School Teachers of the Month were Forrest Jenkins for Geometry and Financial Algebra. Congratulations, Forrest. Shannon Peters, Chemistry and Physical Science. Caitlin Elder, Agriculture Education. Megan Bully, Student Support Counselor. Lakewood's Teachers of the Month. Kyle Ukina, Industrial Arts and Technology Education. Diana Boley, Special Education. Megan Johnson, English. Lori Dahl, Intensive Reading. South High, Teachers of the Month. Lisa Landauer, Special Education. Jessica Hakoda, Vocal Music. South Middle, Teachers of the Month. Cody Casey, Mathematics. Carrie Keck, Digital Literacy. Amy Deal, Science. Due to prior commitments, the following were unable to be with us today. Josh Rubino from Central High, Lane Kenyon with Lakewood, Kennedy Elliott, Sarah Craddock, Kevin Poland from South High, Taylor Urban, and Michael Rassett from South Middle. Please allow the Board of Education to congratulate you. Next, we're going to recognize our Challenge Awards. We are proud to announce that 3 of our schools, Cottonwood, Oakdale, and Schilling Elementary Schools, each earned a Challenge Award from the Confidence in Kansas Public Education Task Force. Challenge Awards recognize schools that have outstanding achievement and uncommon accomplishment on the Kansas math and reading assessments. Recognized schools must have over 46% of students eligible for free and reduced lunch to be considered for the award. We now invite Cottonwood Principal Kyle Griffiths and staff representatives to the front to receive a certificate from Superintendent Exline. Next, we invite Oakdale Principal Angela Dortzweiler and staff to the front to receive their certificate. And now if Schilling Principal Jennifer Ebel and her staff will please come to the front to receive their certificate.
That was great celebrations of the outstanding work our staff is doing and student accomplishments across the district. Thanks to all those who attended this evening for those recognitions. Moving on with our agenda, item 5, approval of the consent agenda items. Those items tonight are minutes of the April 8th, 2025 regular meeting, minutes of the April 22nd, 2025 special meeting, the personnel report, the financial reports, which includes the April bills list, March treasurer's report, March investments report, and March journal entries. Approval of the following encumbrance listings. First, for several software and license renewals, including to CDWG for Microsoft renewal in the amount of $114,509.38, to Skyward in the amount of $133,093, and to Mastery Connect in the amount of $29,310, to and to accelerate education in the amount of $22,725. To Johnson Controls for the purchase of additional security cameras in the amount of $77,378.68. To Precision Electrical in the amount of $26,582 for the installation of the security cameras. And to Wolpert for the enrollment study in the amount of $20,000. Approval of the South High and Lakewood paving bids to Encore Paving in the amount of $336,199.24, which includes the contingency. Approval of the South Middle request to apply for a grant to the K Club. Their request to apply for a grant through the Kansas Association of Youth Alumni Network in the amount of $7,000 for the purchase of picnic tables. Approval of the Mental Health Intervention Team Program grant request in the amount of $517,325 with a district match of $181,063.75. Approval of federal Head Start grant application for a change in scope enrollment reduction for 2025-2026 to reduce the Head Start enrollment from 256 to 230 children. Early Head Start enrollment remains unchanged at 91. Approval of the McCune Foundation gift for the Eager Readers program in the amount of $81,187.18. Approval of the South High gift from the South High Booster Club in the amount of $35,000 for the purchase of weight racks. Approval of the 2025-2026 School Resource Officer Agreement. Approval of the South High Speech and Debate out-of-state field trip for the national tournament in Des Moines, Iowa from June 14th through June 21st, 2025. And approval of the South High HOSA out-of-state field trip for the International Leadership Conference in Nashville, Tennessee from June 17th through June 22nd, 2025. Questions on any of those items? Motion to approve.
Mr. President, I move we approve all consent agenda items as listed.
Bonnie seconds. Any further discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 6-0. Moving on in our agenda, we are on to public forum, and we did have one request to speak tonight. Are they here? Alma Quezada? Yes. You can come forward. I know you were presented with these, but I'm going to read them, the guidelines for public forum participation. Public forum is a non-action item on our agenda. The board appreciates patrons taking the time to share with us about their thoughts and concerns. Public forum is an opportunity to address the board about policy-related issues. This is not an appropriate time or place for patrons to make comments of a personal nature about any district employee or student. Persons making comments which violate the privacy rights of district employees and students will be asked to stop speaking or cease their remarks. If a patron or parent has a concern with one or more employees, the board will refer that person to the appropriate supervisor or to the superintendent for further review. Please understand that it is not the board's practice to respond to public forum comments or questions. Thank you. And we do have a 3-minute time limit.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Alma. I'm here to represent the ESL students, especially from high school, both of them. But before, I'd like to tell you something, a story. From 1974 to 1971 in East Los Angeles, life wasn't easy for many students. For example, a lack of resources in school, gangs, and a lack of faith that many educators had in low-income students that led students not performing at their best in school. But someone, a person who wouldn't give up, try new methods. But above all, the students felt that this teacher had faith in them and always told them how valuable they were and how great they could become. To this day, at Garfield High School, the number of Hispanic students graduating is increasing. We were able to see that it's not a condition, but rather the desire and faith a teacher can have in their students. One thing he said was, ask how they will learn best, not can they learn. I'm here before you to kindly ask you to give ESL students a decent place, not to see them as a burden. These children are wonderfully talented. Many only seek to make a name for themselves in life so they can help their parents. When they become to this country, many risk their lives, crossing borders, boys and girls, who could be your children. And when they arrive here at our schools, they are spoken to poorly. They are punished by teachers who don't understand their culture. I'm not here to blame anyone but the system itself, a system that does not provide teachers with the course to learn between trauma and a bad behavior. Teachers who lack experience with ESL students. A curriculum that does not teach them how to construct the English language. Forbidding them from speaking their language is not acceptable and it is illegal. Now allowing them to translate their assignments is not acceptable. Not giving them the right material so they know what the class is about is not acceptable. Being made to feel like a disadvantage by teachers is not acceptable. Receiving racist comments from teachers is not acceptable. A teacher who denies services to a student because she has a political beliefs is not acceptable. It's not a place to judge them why they come or decide to come to this country. It's not a place to question these students about whether they pay taxes or not. They are children like ours, who deserve the same opportunity as any other child in this country. Only you, the school district, can make sure that the teaching faculty and principals treat them fairly and hold any staff member who dares to discriminate or make racist comments accountable. My Hispanic, Latino community has been disrespected for too long, and we shouldn't allow them to prey on our kids. If a teacher thinks they're just here to teach, you're not up to this job. It's better not to get involved. Don't ruin their lives. Parents should heal to be parents, but teachers should also heal to be teachers. Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate you taking your time to visit with the board tonight, and we always encourage and value input from the community and USD 305 patrons. And again, thank you for sharing your thoughts this evening. On to our action agenda item. The first item there, item 7A, 2025-2026 Salina Virtual Student Handbook with Shanna Rector.
Good evening. There are no proposed changes to the 25-26 Salina Virtual Student Handbook, except with the exception of the addition of the discipline infraction description and disciplinary action chart. This was approved at the April 8th meeting, and so that would be the only change that would come to that handbook, except for yearly personnel changes and dates.
Questions or comments? Motion to approve.
Mr. President, I move that we approve the 2025-2026 Salina Virtual Student Handbook as presented.
In a second?
Second.
In seconds. Any further discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 6-0. And on to 7B, Capital Improvement Plan with Paul Minching.
So, good evening, everybody. Just have a few adjustments from the work session that we had last month. We were able to adjust expenditures down for the asphalt bid, which was approved this evening, so I had estimated high, and fortunately, we were able to see some savings there. We also were able to make some repairs for another expensive item that we had at Central High for the public address system. We were able to repair that ourselves, so that was some considerable savings. And then something that is not in the capital improvement plan, just as a reminder, this is a living document. So I was informed yesterday by Evergy that there's a 3-month window on some increased incentives for their lighting program. So there'll be some adaptations to that plan as we choose probably bigger projects to receive those savings, but the rest of the plan is as presented, so thank you.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Motion to approve. Yes, ma'am.
I move that we approve the capital improvement plan as presented.
Is there a second? All seconds. Any further discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 6-0. And last action agenda item, item 7C, Kelly Education substitute proposal with Aaron Wright.
Good evening. We're here tonight with a proposal for you to try to remedy one of the largest concerns that we've been facing from staff in recent years, and that is our lack of qualified substitutes to fill those vacant positions when we have teacher absences in the district. As you know, we've been talking about this pretty much since COVID hit us, our declining subpool, and it's our overall fill rate for this year is 47%, district-wide. Some buildings are doing better than others. Those range from 20% in some buildings to 70% in others. But as you know, it's extremely taxing, not only for our students, but on our staff who, when they are at the buildings each day and there's an unfilled absence, they are stepping in and having to fill that role to ensure that our students are receiving the services and education that they're entitled to. So with that, I have asked Brandy Meisenheimer from Kelly Education to be here tonight to give you an overview of the services they provide, and we can answer your questions. Oh, oops, sorry.
Hi, good evening. As mentioned, my name is Brandy Meisenheimer. I'm with Kelly Education. Kelly Education is a division of Kelly Services. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Kelly Services, but Kelly Services has been around since 1946. Our education division was established in 1997 in Gulfport, Mississippi, which is still a customer today. And we're currently servicing thousands of schools across 41 states. We know the challenges that are faced every day, and a lot of it is that administrative burden. How do we fill the classrooms last minute? Not only is that tasking on the teachers, but it's also tasking on the secretary and the principal, HR, finance, all of those pieces play a part. So, how does Kelly do it different? Why are we different? How do we get different results? It's right here. The wheel that you see right here is something that we're doing every day. And it's not one person responsible for doing this. It's a team of individuals that are touching this every day, specifically for substitute staff. When you think about recruiting, we're going to be, after approval within weeks, we will have 2 teams in your community. One recruiting new employees, others focusing on that transition pool, the individuals that have shown you they're an asset to your school. We want to keep them too. We'll have 2 teams here working all summer to make certain when school starts, you're not facing that 48% any longer. How do we do it differently? Why are people going to come to work for us when they haven't came to work for you? We have a full benefit selection, and our top benefit is weekly pay. So they're going to get paid weekly with the option to choose any type of medical, dental, vision, long-term care, disability, short-term, etc. What's included in our pricing? Everything. It's an all-inclusive price. There's a markup attached to each person that is in your building. You're never billed anything unless there's someone working. So as I mentioned, when we deploy these teams and we're in implementation, there's not a cost until that first substitute walks in your building. Also included is employer of record. We now are the employer of record, so anything, payroll, taxes, etc., that you're responsible for those employees will now become our responsibility. And on top of that, your frontline costs will also become our responsibility. Why Kelly Education? We're going to reduce teacher burnout. We're going to increase your fill rates where those kiddos are in a classroom every day with a trained individual ready to teach. Thank you.
So we're here to recommend that you approve the proposal to utilize Kelly Education for substitute fulfillment for the 25-26 school year. We're happy to answer any questions you might have related to their services.
I just would like you to keep us updated, see how this goes, because it's hard to imagine that you're going to find people that aren't already with us, but you do have reasons for doing that, and ways to do that. So we hope it works.
We are extremely optimistic, also very aware that the labor market doesn't just suddenly change overnight. There is, in the contract with Kelly Services, there is the potential for there is a 60-day cancellation clause should we so need to do that. We are not on the hook forever, as they say, should this not be fruitful.
I really appreciate you guys thinking outside the box. This is new, and it's hard to do new sometimes, so I'm excited. I'm excited us for trying something. We need to address it for our staff, so thank you for digging a little deeper.
Absolutely.
Anyone else? Questions, comments, motion?
Mr. President, I move that we approve contracting with Kelly Education for substitute services as presented and authorize the district's administration and general counsel to negotiate and finalize the agreement.
Anna seconds. Any further discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 6-0. Thank you for both. Thanks for being here tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
On to item 8, school board reports and upcoming dates of importance. We are to the end of our school year. So Sunday, May 18th, this Sunday, graduations both at Tony's Pizza Event Center, Salina High School South at 2 p.m. and Salina High School Central at 5. And Thursday, June 26th, Salina Adult Education Center graduation at 7 p.m. at a location to be determined. Scott, we'll start with you for board report.
Unfortunately, I won't be able to make graduation with you folks this year. I have to go out of town for graduation. So I wish you well and I congratulate all the students at South and Central. I attended the opioid task force meeting. Got some good things coming out of there. I don't want to ruin it, but you're going to be really, I think, pleased with what they have proposed coming forth. We do have the city and the county involved. And so there should be some good things coming out of that. Also did the meet and greet today, and that went well.
I attended the CKCIE Board of Control meeting, and I'll let someone else report on that. I attended the Parks and Rec Advisory Board. I attended the Retirement Appreciation Event. I attended the South High Senior Recognition Event. I read a book to Sunset second graders for librarian Ms. Lidget. I took the South Middle School tour. I attended the Central Art Open House, and I attended the Central Tennis Court dedication. Thank you.
Good evening. I as well attended the 16th of April's Salina Parks and Recreation Advisory Board meeting. Later on that day, attended the Smoky Hill Educational Service Center Executive Board meeting, and we discussed the CARE, which is Kansas Association for Rural Education, formerly the SQE, which was Schools for Quality Education. It was a agreement proposal that was going out for them to try to co-op, and the co-op, to say the least. And so that was discussed, and then attended the Salina School visitation at South Middle School as well on the 23rd. And then on the 8th, we attended another Smoky Hill Educational Service Center Executive Board meeting, and we further discussed the way forward on the CARE SHEC-SC agreement to go forward with that, and the executive director's evaluations as well. And that's what I have for this.
I attended an NEA meeting, the Salina South visit, and meet and confer.
I handed out 2 You Make a Difference awards. I attended the the Heartland Board Policy meeting, and one thing that's not on the minutes is how they transition the preschoolers into kindergarten, and they just go above and beyond helping them how to let go of going to Heartland and then go into their kindergarten. They put them on the bus, they meet the principal, the teacher sends a packet about the students to their new teacher, and so they just really want the younger ones to be successful when they go to kindergarten. And I attended the National Day of Prayer breakfast and the South Meadow tour.
Thank you. I delivered two You Make a Difference awards to Sunset Elementary, to Calvin and Patricia. I attended the CKCIE Board of Control meeting that I did have to leave early, but the topic of discussion there were staffing changes and potential assessment increase related to budget concerns. They did settle at a 17.5% increase in combination with several position eliminations through attrition and retirements to make that budget all float this year. So special ed funding is still a huge concern for our district and many across the state, and anything that we can do to advocate legislatively to our folks in Topeka to help make changes there, not just by this group, but our community being involved in that push would be incredibly helpful to recognize the work that those educators are doing and the difference it makes on those students and the services those students need to be successful. Attended the retirement reception last week. I saw Tiffany in here earlier, but she snuck out, I guess. Thanks to all that helped prepare for that, and it was nice to see some changes to that event, and thought it was a great time celebrating the staff that has given so many years to the district and our students, and a good celebration at the end of their career there. That is all I have. On to superintendent's report.
Thank you. I just have a couple updates for you. The first thing I want to tell you is that we did award a Spotlight Award. We recognized Lee Watts, the education coordinator at the Salina Regional Health Center, with a Spotlight letter this month. Ms. Watts has coordinated numerous and varied Salina Regional medical internships for our high school students. Experiences have included observing surgeries, shadowing professionals in the ER, neonatal intensive care unit, inpatient pharmacy, and even an onboarding experience that the new employees at Salina Regional receive. Ms. Watts arranged for generous donations of supplies to our medical and HOSA programs. And because of people like her, our programs are elevated and our students really do benefit. We appreciate the collaboration with Ms. Watts and the Salina Regional Health Center that help ensure that our students are future ready. So I also want to say thank you. I want to echo what Gabe said to our HR department for planning a celebration for our retirees. That's a lot of work, and it was a lovely celebration, and it was just fun to have the time together. So thank you to the HR department for doing that. And then thank you to our PE teachers for organizing Kansas Kids Fitness Day. If you have never been to Kansas Kids Fitness Day when our third graders are engaged in that, it is really quite impressive. You see how magic teachers are in controlling the activities and planning things for hundreds of kids. And Max Island and Rena Holloway were the two that coordinated this event, but the rest of the PE teachers helped, and we had student volunteers from South High and Central High. It just really is impressive what they do with the students, and so I encourage you next year, if you can, to get out there and see a little of that. And then finally, I just wanted to share with you that we are working on our transition to Skyward Cumulative. It is our new student information system, and we are working to communicate with our families about that upcoming upgrade. And so for the 25-26 school year, our parents, guardians will be using that newer version of Skyward. And again, it's called Cumulative. The upgrade makes it easier to view student records. It makes it easier to view grades. It makes it easier to communicate. And it really is just, I think, going to be a better experience for everybody. Families will be receiving details and information prior to the launch. And so I just stay tuned for more information there. But that really, MIS and the Student Services Department, the Educational Programs Department have really been working on getting that ready to go. So thank you to them for the legwork on that. It's been a lot, so.
Thank you. On to executive session. First, item 11A for negotiations. We'll do 20 minutes for that.
I move that the Board of Education, go into executive session at 6:30 for 20 minutes for the purpose of discussing employee negotiations, because if this matter were discussed in open session, it might jeopardize resolution of the negotiation issues, and that the Board of Education reconvene into open session at 6:50 in the SEC room.
Thinking a second. Paul seconds. Any further discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 6-0. We'll be back in this room at 6:50 after that executive session. open session and have no action to take as a result of that executive session. But we will move on to item 11B, the safety and security for 20 minutes.
Mr. President, I move that the Board of Education go into executive session at 6:55 for 20 minutes for the purpose of discussing matters relating to the security of the board or the school, to ensure that security of the school buildings or facilities and/or the information system of the school is not jeopardized, and that the Board of Education reconvene into open session at 7:15 in the SEC room.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
All seconds. Any further discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 4-0. We'll be in executive session and back in open session in this room at 7:15. We are back in open session and have no action to take as a result of that executive session either. We're at the end of our agenda. Take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Scott got it first. I'm so sorry.
Oh.
Eager Beaver. Anyone want a second? Or that was everyone seconding. Paul seconds. Any further discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. We are adjourned. Thanks for joining.